Hello, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends all over the world. Welcome to the Global Investment Convention, the third edition, the third digital edition. My name is Peter Eisenschmidt. I'm speaking here for the city and the region of Hanover. I'm with hannoverimpuls, and I'm very glad to be here today. And I'm also very glad to have you here today attending the Global Investment Convention. I would like to take the opportunity, first of all, to thank you, to thank all the people at Crescendo Worldwide for doing this wonderful job, for having this convention being organized with all the details, with the exhibition, with the virtual exhibition, with the opportunities to have individual meetings, and of course with the presentation here by hannoverimpuls, but also by all the other locations joining here today for the third edition. In this time of a global pandemic, we think it's really important that we'll stay connected, that we'll find ways to talk to each other, that we'll find ways to build bridges between countries, to help companies, to support companies, to expand their business into international markets. This is what we are dedicated for. That is what hannoverimpuls stands for. And again, we are very happy to have here very wonderful partners with which together we can make this possible in this time of pandemics. Speaking of the pandemic, we are now 18 months into this kind of global nightmare. Meanwhile, we see probably the first light at the horizon. The vaccination rates here in Germany going up, going slowly up, but they are going up. We don't have that hard lockdowns anymore, and hopefully this will be then also the case within the next months. We will see what the winter, how the winter will develop, how the infection rates will be in the winter. But here in Germany, here in Europe, things are getting more optimistic after this long term, after this long time of the pandemic. The industry in Germany is doing pretty good. There are many factors being responsible for this. It seems to be that the German industry structure, but also then the Hanover industry, is very resilient in the way it is structured. We had also a number of support by the federal government, like the so-called short working payment. That means that companies could reduce the working time for their employees, and the difference in the salary was covered or is covered by the federal government. This allows companies to stay in business. And companies are not forced to lay off workers in such a crisis, and staying in business means that they're very operative, that they are able to respond on a very short time once the economy is going up again. And this really puts Germany into a good position, that it allows us to stay active, that the economy stayed active during the whole crisis, more or less comparable good. And this means, of course, and also still now increasing business opportunities for companies from abroad. And again, we as hannoverimpuls, we would like to support you getting access to this market. I would like to go through a presentation explaining a little bit what hannoverimpuls, what Hanover is, the strengths of our location, but also I would like to put a little focus on two industry sectors into specifics. The one is the manufacturing, automation part, and the other one is the life science. But in general, I will of course introduce also the other industries which are important for us and which are offering business opportunities for you. So, welcome to Hanover, your business location in Germany. And it's not only a location, but it's a capital. It's a capital of a wonderful as we say, the most beautiful federal state in Germany called Niedersachsen or Lower Saxony, with beautiful landscapes, with old towns and cities, with a rich cultural heritage and a lot of opportunities for recreation, but also with very interesting industries and of course, very, very interesting business opportunities. I would like to explain a little bit why we think that we are the most beautiful one, the most beautiful state in Germany. We are home of the German beer. Indeed, we are. It was in the city of Einbeck, not far away from Hanover, where this famous Beck or Bock beer was first brewed and then later exported also to other regions in Germany. We are the home of German cars. Of course, with Volkswagen, the Volkswagen Beetle, of course, a very iconic car. But also it was here in the region that Mr. Büssing, an inventor, had as the first person in the world, the idea to use the then new invented combustion engine, not only for the transportation of people, but also for the transportation of goods. And by that, he invented the truck. Today, Büssing is now part of the MAN company, and still in our region, there is a big production facilities for commercial vehicles, but also Volkswagen has its factory for commercial vehicles here in Hanover. We are the home of German football, or as the people in the Americas say, for the German soccer. It was actually here in the federal state of Niedersachsen where a teacher brought this new sports to Germany from England and thought it would be a good opportunity for his students to play this, a good thing for his students. And so, yes, the German football has its home here in the federal state of Niedersachsen. But also a lot of innovators and other inventors were active here in our region. The famous Grimm brothers, you probably know them because of the Grimm fairy tales, but they were very important as linguistic scientists for the German language, and they worked in the then Kingdom of Hanover. Carl Friedrich Gauss, the Prince of Mathematics, one of the most influential mathematicians in world history, worked here in this region with this incredible work, and many of us, of course, got connected to his formulas during our studies or during our high school or college time. Leibniz, the philosopher and also mathematician and a universal genius on the same level like Isaac Newton. Among many, many things, he invented some binary system, and by that he laid the grounds, the foundation for modern IT, modern computers, modern digitalization. Others like Emil Berliner invented the record, and the company has founded and later was heavily involved in developing new standards like the compact disc or the MP3, and contributed a lot to the commercialization of music. Continental is here headquartered, but it was also north of Hanover where people had first the idea in the world to drill for oil, and yeah, by that contributed a lot to the industrialization of the world. But it's of course not only the look back into the past. The important point here is that we, on the one side, have the tradition to be innovators, to be inventors, but also we look into the future, make a transition from tradition into the future, looking for new innovation, looking for new technologies. And this symbolized here, I mentioned it, Volkswagen commercial vehicles headquartered in Hanover with the also very iconic bully, the Volkswagen bus, and which is now very, very soon will see a rebirth as a full electric vehicle. And again, here we are in a transition in this case in the mobility, and of course the big companies like Volkswagen, but also many, many smaller engineering companies are involved in this transition in this case, into a totally new concept of mobility. When we look on the research and development investments, we are the #1 region in Europe regarding R&D investments, period. There are many reasons for this. Of course, the big companies like Volkswagen, like Continental, on the one side, but also here's a very high density of research institutes in various areas. We will have a more deeper look in the area of manufacturing and healthcare and life science, but also I would like to mention here some others like the PDB, which is located not far from Hanover, the National Institute for the Federal Republic of Germany in metrology, the Forschungsflughafen and the research airport, also not far away. Only one is one of 2 of such airports in all over Europe. The National Institutes for Aerospace and Aeronautics are located here. The infectious diseases and national research institutes, agencies for infectious diseases, of course, in this time of a pandemic, very, very important, are headquartered here. Fraunhofer institutes, but also then probably brands you have very likely have heard of, but we're not aware that they are headquartered in Hanover, like Sennheiser, the famous manufacturer of microphones and also headsets. Others like the Hanover Medical School or the German Institute for Rubber, I will mention later. So in our region, you will find a lot of innovation, and this innovation is looking to be commercialized. This innovation needs partners. This innovation potential offers opportunities for companies to enter into new businesses. To give you an overview or a little deeper insight into the industry structure here in our city, I have mentioned it is a lot of automotive, of course, with Volkswagen, with Continental, with WABCO, with Johnson Controls. Connected to that, a lot of industrial engineering, mechanical engineering, automation, robotics. Also very important and getting more and more important with the whole transition we see in these fields of mechanical engineering, production engineering, but also automotive, is the ICT sector, the digitalization of production industry 4.0, but also the new concept of mobility, the new expectation by customers of mobility, of customers buying cars, having totally different expectation to what a car today should offer with respect to connectivity and digital solution within this car. So here in this triangle, automotive, engineering, automation, and information and communication technology, a lot of things happens and a lot of investments are right now being done by the big ones, but also by the smaller ones. Another very important area for us is agriculture, agritech, food industries. This is not only in Hanover, but in the federal state of Niedersachsen, which roughly estimation stands for about 30% of the German agri-food industry sector. It has to do that we are a large federal state with a lot of land, but also a very good land to do agriculture on this. And it's not the agricultural part or the agritechnic part, but it's also the whole food processing down the value chain up to packaging, etc., which is here located in our federal state, and which of course also sees a very a big transition right now with the introduction of digital solutions in that field, like robotics in agriculture, or the use of drones in that field, satellite technologies for agriculture, etc., etc. So also here, a lot happens. I mentioned satellite technologies. A little bit connected to this is optical technologies, of course, but here I'm looking also more into detail of the laser technologies, which is very important in our region with the laser center Hanover. I will go into details that further on. Energy solutions, of course, it's an important topic for every industry location in the world. We are talking about carbon dioxide reduction. We are talking about sustainability, renewable energies. A modern industry location needs modern solutions in energy, and here also a lot of these things happened here. Again, everything here is somehow connected. Yeah, there is in general a high potential of a lot of innovation taking place here. Life science, we will go into detail also later, and I would like to point out to two more or three more. First of all is creative industries. Creative industries is a definition by the United Nations, by the UNESCO, and that means all industries in which people earn their money by being creative. Designers, industry designers, but also artists, musicians, dance, literature, architecture, etc., etc. And we at Hannover Impuls, and here we in Hanover, we are convinced that creative industries are very, very important for an industry location. The creative people are the people with the new ideas. Those are the people who have learned during their jobs to be creative, to think about new ideas, to develop new ideas. And they are crucial for an industry, for a tech location, because modern companies need to improve, need to speed up their innovation processes. And in order to do so, they need the knowledge, they need the expertise of the creative industries. Therefore, we are supporting creative industries. We are very proud that with the Creative network, we are organizing Germany's largest network of creative industry companies with more than 350 companies being involved here, and this really opens up the world for small and medium-sized companies, as they have a good connection, a good networking opportunities with those people who will carry innovation in the future. The other part is financial services insurance companies, which are very strong here with a lot of insurance companies, especially in Hanover, health insurance companies, and also here a lot of need in digital solutions are there. So also this industry sector is facing major changes, and they need the expertise of companies from abroad, and they are very open for getting connected to them. So again, they are offering business opportunities. And the other part is, and we will have also a little more insight into that, why this is the case, is the logistics sector. Hanover is one of the most important logistics hubs in Central Europe, and we will see the reason why very, very soon. We at Hannover Impuls, we are the economic development agency here in the city and the region of Hanover. We have teams of experts in different industry sectors which we are supporting, like the creative industry, I've mentioned them, multimedia, energy, mobility, life science, medical technology, digital economy, and production technology. We have a big team, a big department here supporting startup companies, supporting innovative startup companies. We have venture capital funds which are able to finance these startup companies. And we have the Department of Internationalization, which I'm responsible for. And there we are connecting Hanover internationally. We are supporting our companies going into new markets, and we are supporting companies from abroad getting connected to the industries in Hanover and expanding their business into the German market out of Hanover. Yeah, Hanover here finally on a map. I'm sure many of you have waited for such a map. The capital of the federal state of Niedersachsen, or Lower Saxony, is the second largest state in Germany. The city and the region itself has around 1.1, 1.2 million people, which brings us into the top 10, I think, in Germany. But probably even much more important is the catchment area, which is around 56, 57 million people in a radius of 300 kilometers. And this is what you can do with the traffic infrastructure, which we have here very, very easily within one business day. Within 500 kilometers radius, we have 130 million people in the catchment area. This includes, of course, not only Germany, but also then the neighboring countries. And these numbers reflect the enormous business potential which is offered here by Hanover. With a GDP of around 40,000 euros, we are far above the German average, which is important. We have around 6,000 euro purchasing power, which is also above German average. Hanover is a very green city, and people here are very happy about this. The Hannoverarians are very decent people who do not like to brag about what they have, and that makes them very nice people in a very positive way. This is also something important for people from abroad. Coming to Hanover means that you'll face people who are happy that you're there, but also who are tolerant, who are open to the people, and who would like to welcome people. We are a trade fair city, and we have hundreds, thousands of guests each year. Obviously, not during the time of the pandemic, but hopefully then again when the pandemic is over, when we have the trade fairs again. So this being open attitude of the Hanoverian people help very much companies from abroad. We won the National German Sustainability Award in 2018, and so this is connected to being a green city and Hanoverians being people who would like to take care about their environment, about their city, who are happy to live in the city, and who would like to have the city also being a nice city into the future. The reason for the good connectivity I have mentioned with a very big catchment area is the location of Hanover in Central Europe. We are by tradition, we are the traditional east-west and north-south hub in the heart of Europe. The major traffic connections, the Autobahn A number 7 and the Autobahn A number 2 are crossing at Hanover, connecting the Scandinavian, northern Germany area with southern Germany, and down to the crossing the Alps to the Mediterranean, but also then the Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg, France in the west, with Poland up to Russia in the east. And this is not only by car, this is also by train. The main station in Hanover offers the largest number of train connections per day in Germany. So again here, if you would like to develop your business in the German market out of Hanover, this is very convenient. Conveniently possible. You're within 1 hour in Hamburg, within 4 hours in Munich, 90 minutes to Berlin, 2.5 hours to Cologne, 2 hours to Frankfurt. This is very conveniently, and this offers a lot of opportunities, not only meeting customers, but also transporting goods. The train connections within the new Silk Road offers here a very attractive alternative meanwhile. We have now here in Hanover, the official terminal of the new Silk Road train connections for train cargo, for railway cargo, is the port of Duisburg. But one of the major stops is here at Hanover. So out of Hanover, you can import and export goods via the new railway connections to East Asia, and this offers indeed an attractive alternative compared to the sea logistics, but of course to the far more expensive air cargo logistics. Of course, a majority of good transportation to Europe is being done, of course, by sea. And here again, due to the good logistic infrastructure, we are also connected to the major ports in Europe. Our airport is open 24/7. This is also very unique in Germany. There are not that many airports which are open 24/7. And this is again here also then important, most important here also for cargo, for logistics, to be far more flexible to transport, in this case, let's say more valuable goods or goods which are very time critical, to have here a permanent opportunity to transport goods. But of course also the airport itself offers a lot of direct flights to all over Europe, and a very convenient connection to all major international airports in Central Europe, like Frankfurt, like London, like Copenhagen, Amsterdam, Paris, etc., etc. So international traffic, international traveling is very easily possible out of Hanover. I have mentioned the ports. We have 4 harbor facilities in Hanover, and they are also then connected directly to the major ports in Bremerhaven and the Jade-Weser port in the federal state of Niedersachsen, but also Hamburg. And then if you look at Rotterdam, etc., here also very conveniently, of course, the logistic connections via car and also via railway is very easily possible. I've mentioned this before. Hanover is the world's largest exhibition city, offers the world's largest exhibition facilities with 27 halls, 10,000 up to 30,000 exhibitors and several million visitors each year. The trade fairs which are taking place here are mainly focusing on classical industry sectors, like the very, very famous Hannover Messe, the world's largest industrial trade fair taking place here each year in April. And next year, finally, after being cancelled twice because of the corona pandemic, next year in April, finally, we will have a Hanover trade fair here in Hanover again. And we are very happy that we are welcoming the world again here in Hanover to do business. We have the automobile exhibition for commercial vehicles. I've mentioned this. This is, of course, connected to the fact that with Volkswagen and many other automotive companies, we are very strong in that field here. But also then others like the Euroblech are taking place here, focusing on metalworking, but also then the Agritechnica, covering technical solutions in the agri business taking place here. And these trade fairs are offering, of course, a lot of business opportunities. Now, let's move on, having a look on manufacturing and automotive. First of all, I have listed here a number of facts, and I would like to go through it to pointing out what does it mean when we say Hanover is offering opportunities for companies. With 13,000 employees, which is around 2.5% of the total employment here in Hanover, in 440 companies, we are one of the leading locations in Germany in the field of industrial engineering, automation, robotics. One major area here is the very strong university and non-university research and education, which we have here. The Leibniz University, with its faculty on mechanical engineering, is of course very important because a lot of graduates are here in Hanover each year, and we need these skilled people. And actually in Germany, we have this lack of engineers. So in this means that companies need to partner with expertise from abroad, with companies like you're probably representing, because there is such a good business possible, and there is such a high need of partners to do this. But of course, for the industry itself, the academic expertise is extremely important. And so one part is here the Production Technology Center Hanover, PZH, Produktionstechnisches Zentrum Hannover, which is the summary of all the major institutes of the University of Hanover focusing on production engineering. This means that on one campus we have all the expertise, all the institutes putting together. And this is then connected with the TEWIS Institute, which is also mentioned here further down, and very unique and very attractive opportunities to get access to this expertise. So TEWIS is a kind of project coordinator for the Production Technology Center Hanover. And so here you have a one-stop shop to do your very targeted R&D to become a partner with the research and development expertise available here, whatever that means, totally new developments or certifications or whatever. There is one major player here in Hanover, and there is one coordinator which is offering a very convenient access. And yeah, talk to us, and we would be very happy to connect you here and find a solution for the question you have. Another institute very close by to this campus of mechanical engineering institutes is the Laser Center Hanover. This is one of Europe's leading research institutes in the field of laser technologies. And here, one major application being where research is being done on is in the field of laser technology applications in the field of production. Laser cutting, laser welding, all these topics are being covered there. And again, here, it's not only the R&D itself, the expertise which is available, the engineers working there, the graduates working there, but also then the spin-offs, the innovative ideas, the innovative solutions being developed there, and then which find their ways startup companies into the business, and they are also looking for partners on the one side. So there are maybe opportunities to get access to very attractive new technologies, which you can also use. Vice versa, there are then of course opportunities for joint collaborations in certain fields, and that in the topic of laser technology. So again, here it's a business opportunity, it's a partnering opportunity, and we as Hannover Impulse, we would like to be the bridge for you to get access to this. Another very important institute in this field is a German Institute for Rubber Technology. It is indeed real unique in Germany. It's the only one, and they are worldwide leading in the development of rubber-based solutions, whatever that means. Of course, tires is the one field, but rubber itself is of course needed in many areas. And this is of course, and also from the historical point of view, connected to Continental, original today a world largest car supplying company, but of course in its origin still a very famous producer of tires. But around this, throughout all the decades, a lot of expertise has been developed in this field of rubber technologies, and we have this one institute here. And again, they are also very orientated in collaboration with industries, very open for that, playing here a major role in a specific area, but still playing here, of course, in an important area, a major role. And again, here are also the opportunities for partnering, for collaborations. And again, here, we as Hanover Impulse, we are very open for you to talk with you, to identify your needs and connecting you to the contact persons, in this case, at the German Institute for Rubber Technology. The major fields being covered in this field, in the sector of mechanical engineering are, of course, robotation, automation, the term Industry 4.0, which means the digitalization of production processes was actually introduced the first time here in Hanover at one of the Hanover fairs many years ago. And so we are here very proud to have with the robot factory and the robotics incubator. It's a university, also a very unique opportunity to get connected to the robotic expertise, which is available in this academic field. And then with the Robotation Academy, with the RoboKind Foundation, there is an academy available as a training and event center for robotics and automation technologies. And that's also very open for collaboration with companies. And this, again, offers a lot of opportunities to present technologies, to develop technologies, and of course to train customers, introduce customer to this technologies, and use the whole setting, the whole environment for events to meet people from this industry, from the sectors, to exchange ideas, to get connected, etc. Other areas are, for example, then a network focusing on optical technologies. There is some connections to, of course, here to the laser center, but of course, in this network, a lot of companies being active in this field of optical solutions are connected. Always keep in mind that we not only have the academic expertise itself here, but then, of course, there are other leading trade fairs in that field taking place here. I have already mentioned them: the Euroblech, the Agritechnica, the EMO for machinery, and of course, then the Hanover trade fair. During this trade fair, a lot of representatives from the industries are coming together here in Hanover, and this is offering unique networking opportunities. There are several, and I've listed here two of them, initiatives to support companies active. The one is Mit uns Digital, which is focusing to enable local regional companies to introduce on a very individual level digitalization solutions into existing production processes. So have a look into an existing production process, understand the needs, understand what can be done, and then consult the company how to improve the production processes by applying digital solutions, and by that being more effective, being more innovative, and of course more competitive in a very dynamic market. And the other field is a Niedersachsen additive. Niedersachsen, again, is a federal state of Niedersachsen, of Lower Saxony. Additive, and this is comparable to the Mit uns Digital initiative. Here it's about the implementation of additive production processes for small and medium-sized enterprises. A very new initiative, very innovative, and again here, the whole field of additive manufacturing is opening up a new world of manufacturing with new opportunities, and the interest in collaboration are going into both directions. They are open for new companies coming from abroad, but also they are very open to getting connected to companies, to supporting companies to be here more innovative in this field. The whole field of industrial engineering, mechanical engineering, automation is of course also then heavily connected to the field of automotive, of mobility. I do not go here more into detail, but I think you can imagine that there is a lot of exchange between those different industries, which are different on the one side, but on the other side, very, very closely connected. And of course, here with the already mentioned major changes these industries are facing, there's a lot of dynamic here inside, and that means that dynamic companies from abroad can see here very, very prospective business opportunities. The second industry sector I would like to focus on at this third edition of the Global Investment Convention is the area of healthcare and life science. And it's already shown here at the end also with a focus on the field of digitalization of healthcare and life science. Again, let me give you a brief overview about. With 37,000 employees, which is around 14% of the total employment in 3,450 companies, this industry is also very, very important for Hanover, for the whole region. And again, here there are also a number of reasons why there is such a high number. First of all, we have to mention the Hanover Medical School, which is one of the top 4 medical schools in Germany. The second part, which is of course not human healthcare, obviously, but which is very, very active also in a lot of life science related R&D, research and development in the life science, is the Hanover Veterinarian School. It is the oldest veterinarian school in Germany, and it's the only independent veterinarian school. It was founded in 1778, and it's again doing a lot of research and development in the life science area with animals. And it may sound a little bit strange, but there is a lot of interaction between between the human medicine and the veterinarian medicine. And this third academic factor here, which is important for us, is the Life Science Institute at, again, the Leibniz University here in Hanover. So all those three are contributing a lot in the field, in the academic field, and the research and development. And of course, again, here, there is a lot of students being educated there, a lot of graduates, which are important, and again for the industry. And also here again, we are facing a lack of scientists in that field. And again, this opens up business opportunities for companies from abroad, as the industries itself need to partner. They need to have collaboration in order to develop further on, and that means that companies from abroad, for them it makes sense to be located here, being active here, and contributing by collaborating. The one field, the graduates. The other is, of course, the innovation being done here and the spin-offs coming out of this. We, in the city of Hanover, with the Hanover Medical Park, are offering here also an incubator and a tech center in that field, offering laboratories, offering offices for those young companies. And again, these innovative companies are then also very attractive to have a look on in order to find here partnering opportunities. In the medical park itself are also a lot of other institutes which I would like to introduce. There is first of all the Lower Saxony Center for Biomedical Technologies, a very specific research institute in the area of biomedicals. Then we have the KNIFE, which is a very unique research center focusing on implantation research and development. It's unique because here we have companies and institutes research academic institutes being under one roof, collaborating directly, working directly together on research projects in the same labs. And this is offering a tremendous connection between industry and the academic field, of course. And this, again, is, we're very attractive to be there. Well, another very important part, a factor I would like to mention here is the Twin Core, which is a part of the National Research Center for Infectious Diseases. Of course, during this time of the corona pandemic, these institutes are extremely important, and they have been always very important as being the national research institute in this field. But of course, in that time, the expertise available there are that important for finding solutions in that field. And as we will see, the very specific fields of vaccination is also happening here in Hanover, and also contributing not only finding an end for the corona pandemic, but of course fighting infectious diseases all over the world. And it's not only corona, as you know, there are many, many other diseases which we need to end by introducing vaccines. Other important fields in the life science and the healthcare is transplantation medicine. The Hanover Medical School are here worldwide leading in many areas. The number of lung transplantation are top in Europe and are top even in the world. All other organs, kidney transplantations, etc., being done here. Hundreds of surgeries taking place per year. It's at the Hanover Medical School, and it's not only the expertise of the people doing the surgery, it's also then because first of all, the expertise in understanding such the diseases, why transplantations are necessary, because there is this permanent expertise by handling the organs and understanding the organs, what is wrong with the organs. But then, of course, the whole medical field of medicine, of drugs being necessary here. There is a lot of research and development and clinical development being done in that field. Drugs that makes lives for the patients better, etc. And so this is, of course, a big business, a big industry factor, and offers also opportunities for companies in that field, developing solutions in that field as they have the access to patients to do clinical trials in order to get the permission to market their new drugs. Implantation medicine is also very important. Here also it's very interesting that there is a lot of connections to material science, having implants with new innovative materials which are better for the patient's body to absorb, etc. So also here in Hanover, a lot of innovation, which is then also moving into the field of medical technologies. And this expertise here is looking for collaboration partners. On the other side, companies with innovations from abroad may find here the right partners for further development, but also for further trials in order to get the market permission. And the whole field of clinical trials, as we will see a little bit later, is extremely important here also for us and what we are offering at Hanover. Infection diseases, I have mentioned the national research institutes which are active here. And of course, this is then also connected to vaccines. With the vaccine project management, there is here one very unique company active in coordinating vaccine development projects with a lot of expertise, obviously, and also connected to that, as we are very proud that the Serum Institute of India is being active here also in Hanover. And again, here with respect to this global pandemic, this is so important that innovators and companies in that field are collaborating in order to find solutions. Other areas are regenerative medicine and hearing aids and cochlear implants. Again, here implantation medicine I already have mentioned. Here a little bit more specific. One example: cochlear implants, hearing aids. This whole field is here also very international leading. Again, also then there's a Hanover Medical School doing a lot of this kind of implantations with patients and enabling deaf patients to hear again. And also here again, this is not only the medical part, it's also here, of course, a very important technical part to have this. To have these devices getting better and better with each generation, and a lot of this development is taking place here. We have also, like we have in the already mentioned field of mechanical engineering, we have cooperation networks, and here we are very proud that we at Hanover are offering a full support infrastructure in the field of certification and clinical research and developments and clinical trials. The Hanover Medical School is, again, due to the wonderful geographic location of Hanover, with a very good connections to the other areas close by, with a lot of teaching hospitals. This has a very good access to a high number of patients, and by that we have here a very attractive environment for clinical trials from phase 1 to phase 3, and we have clinical research organizations, CROs, coordinating all these activities for companies, for pharma companies, for medical device companies, helping them to get the patients, to do the necessary, all the paperwork, of course, to do the necessary work in the hospitals, to do the clinical trials, and to get at the end the necessary certification by the agency, and by that being able to market their products. Again, we are here very proud that with the CRC, with the Hanover Medical School, with the Fraunhofer Institute, that we have this infrastructure ready, and we are very open to talk to you, to speak with you, to understand your needs. And we as Hannover Impulse, with our experts in that field of life science and that fields of healthcare, are very happy to talk to you in order to connect you to the right partners here in Hanover. And this brings me then here to the last point, the collaboration opportunities in the other areas. I've mentioned this in the introduction. Right now, we as Hanover Impulse, we are developing a new strategic field in the area of digital healthcare. It's called the Digital Health City Hanover, DHCH. And here we are bringing together companies, players, innovators, users from all areas of healthcare, from all areas of digitalization, from technologies, bringing them together, enabling them to understand the needs of a modern next generation healthcare environment on the one side, but also enabling those who are able to deliver such solutions to who are the users of such solutions, to understand what is technical, possible, feasible, what can be done, what can't be done. Here we are bridging the worlds between users and companies or innovators who are offering solutions, and we, as the international team of Hanover Impulse, we are also very open to build a bridge for international collaboration partners in that field. Digitalization is, of course, moving ahead all industries, not only automation and not only mechanical engineering, but also the healthcare field. with a lot of digital solutions being needed, being necessary in order to move on, in order to improve, in order to become better, and of course, in order to offer solutions to a society which gets older year by year, and this elder people, more and more elder people, less and less younger people, means that there are new solutions necessary in order to provide the same or even better level of healthcare for such people. So here again, our role as Hanover Impulse is to connect companies, to connect users, to connect partners. Talk to us. We are very open to meeting you, to understanding you, what you want to do, and we are very open to connect you to our industry partners here in that field in order to enable new collaborations. And this brings me to my last slide. I have mentioned here a lot of very often terms like business opportunities, building bridge, and we are convinced, and we are convinced that by being connected with you, having support from people like our friends and partners at Crescendo, but also partners from all over the world, other economic development agencies, that together we can build this bridge. And our message, our philosophy, our credo is here: welcome home. Hanover is a very attractive city, a very attractive solutions. It's big enough to do good business, and it's small enough to be family-like, so people know each other. That makes things very easy. There are a lot of trustworthy connections, so it's a family. Welcome home. Hanover loves me. Hanover loves you. And my name is Peter Eisenschmidt. It was a pleasure talking to you here. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. You got some ideas, and again, contact me, and we are very happy to talk to you. And then we would like to welcome you to become a member of this Hanover family. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Enjoy the other presentations. I'm looking forward to meeting you also in the individual matchmaking meetings, and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.